This is the word to go, yo.
Well, it is Wednesday, everyone's favorite day of the week. Your girls are here. Lisa, Val, so good to see your faces. I've missed you so much.
I want to squishy your face.
The juicy juice.
Yes. Before we get started, though, everyone that's tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Hey, drop us a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We love that. We love that. And if you float over to the live chat, you can see us all in there. We're here every Wednesday in the live chat, chatting it up with you all. Give us a subscribe, subscribe today. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out on any of these fabulous episodes that we have or have had with our amazing guests. Like the video. That's the one with the thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Can't miss that one. And last but not least, ladies, hit that bell. Ring.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling. Very important. Very important.
Boy, that was just beautiful, Mickie. Great.
You couldn't tell whether it was the bell or if it was me.
I couldn't find the bell, but you're beautiful because you distracted me.
Oh, good.
And you guys also too, thank you guys for subscribing to our membership on YouTube. A lot of juicy content, the unedited version. We're probably going to be bringing back our live chat. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I think so. And then also too, you can go down below. We have the link to our merchandise. Thank you to Tony LaRusso for getting us a pillow. Yay. But yes, so excited. And we're just so thankful for you guys all joining us every Wednesday. And we are having such a blast. 3 years, and we have amazing guests coming up too.
We do, and we've had some amazing guests, and you guys have really been active in the live chat. If you guys are watching on replay, thank you for being here. But don't forget that every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we are live in the chat room. So it's a very interactive experience, and we love hearing from you guys all over the world. So we have an amazing guest this evening, as if our three faces, gorgeous faces, hashtag gorgeous, as if that wasn't enough. We're going to up the ante because ladies, I love working for Progress Wrestling, and I am very honored to be a part of the hashtag BritWres scene. And as a commentator, an interviewer, a fan of British wrestling, I'm really not supposed to pick favorites, right?
Right.
That being said, however, I have a personal favorite that's joining us tonight. He's known as, I'm not sure if we can say this on YouTube, the spectacular, it rhymes with cat. Starts with a T, W-A-T. He's spectacular. He's going to be your new favorite wrestler. I guarantee it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to GAW TV, Charles Crowley. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Crowley has entered the chat. Hello, Mr. Crowley.
Hello.
Thank you for being part of our show.
No, thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have you. We love your entrance, your whole getup, and your gear and everything. You're just very mesmerizing.
Thank you so much. I'm super happy to be here. I'm comfy. I'm like settling into this. I've got
I see that you are comfy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then by that, we're going to start with our guest of honor. What you drinking and what you wearing?
Oh, I'm drinking a cider from this gnome glass, as you can see.
Oh, that's cute. I see it now.
It is cute. And I'm going to have whenever we're shotting, because apparently I hear that people aren't shotting with you, so I'm gonna have some fiber whiskey. This is nearly running out, so I've got some spiced rum to back it up.
Oh, wow.
Prepare. We love to hear this. I'll go next because I will say that I did, with all due respect to the amazing guests we've had, and in their defense too, sometimes we film and it's very early, or if people are on a cleanse or whatever, what have you, or they don't drink, no judgment from us, but we do like to kind of get back to our slumber party roots and have a little libation and have a shot. I will do a shot with you, Charles Crowley, to start the evening.
All right, hold on.
And then I have a surprise for everyone in a second that I'm so excited about. It's going to be underwhelming to everybody except for me. All right, we're doing a shot. Ladies, you can take a sip, and we're going to do the shot to the most spectacular wrestler in Britain at the Mo. And I'll tell you, I wanted to say your full moniker, but I was like, I don't want to get flagged on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, no, apparently it's more rude in America as well, so we've got to be careful with that.
It rhymes with cat.
Oh.
Do you have a favorite cheers?
Do I have a favorite cheers?
Yeah, how do you say cheers?
I
What's
say
a
cheers. That's the most English way of doing it.
Cheers.
I can't
love.
make
What else do you
shot.
need? Cheers, everybody.
Is that a shot
Sure.
glass with a handle on it? Is that what's going on there?
It is. It's
That's
very British of me.
Cute. You could also put your espresso in there.
I was
Espresso
just gonna-
or espresso martini. Depends on which way you want to go.
Yes.
Cheers
Too
to
small
that.
for espresso martini, Mickie.
Well, those martinis, when they make them, they're like, hey, here's your martini for $30. And it's like 2 sips.
I know. I hate those glasses.
They can make them really bad too. I will tell you that was a real shot of straight vodka because hey, it's late here in
Wow.
the UK. We're gonna get on it, and I'm drinking
She's
a little
ready.
vodka soda, just very boring and basic. What's not basic is that I'm at my sister's house, and I was able to borrow her vintage French silk kimono. This is a necklace from home, and if we're gonna play a bit of show and tell, I have something to show
So
you.
pretty.
Oh, where? I have to get something quickly.
Oh,
Alan won't come on a command.
Yeah.
love that.
I was going to
Oh.
do the other joke.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Hello, you little bear face.
This is Bowie, named after David Bowie, and he is the cutest little boy, and it's cute.
oh my God. Al, you need to get a dog.
I know, I know. I talk about dogs so much. I love dogs. I travel too much, but this is like my nephew pup.
That is like
Oh,
your
it's not.
next-
It's not even yours.
No, it's my sister's doggo. He's very cute.
So
That's my
cute.
favorite show and tell I've ever done. Oh, that's delicious. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is so cute. That is so cute. I'll
I
go
love
next.
it.
You want me to go next, Mickie?
Go for it.
Okay. All right. I'm just wearing I got this at a convention. You want to get it on? And it's
Oh.
from
Nice.
Oh, cute.
Spike Chicks brand.
Uh-huh.
It's a charity for women. And I am also just in my sweats. I have this
Oh, look at your
Oh,
watch
yeah.
there.
Oh my God.
custom made my Royal Rumble outfit
Just in time.
available, and Tony will put the little, my shop on here. But yeah, I'm so excited. I designed it myself. I was nervous. I only ordered one to see if I did it correctly. I'm not good at designing and techie stuff, but I'm also partaking. David's been getting me some wine from CVS, but bread and butter. Have you heard of that? You guys?
No.
No.
No,
I don't know.
I've heard of bread and butter pickles.
Mm.
Oh, I love them.
They're delicious.
They're delicious. Costco has them. But he upgraded me to $12 bottles.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa.
oh, big
Remember
time.
Mr. Crowley
Yeah.
didn't know you were stepping into the VIP lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Big time. Because I usually shop on the bottom shelf where it's $4.99, $6.99, and that's all. And then the next shelf goes $8.99, $9.99, and then the next shelf $12.99 and above, and then the top
Right.
shelf is the $30 bottle. So
Right.
yeah, I'm like, he's spoiling me because I'm getting heartburn from the wine, you guys.
Listen,
Yeah.
we're straight up standard shelf, and we're cool with that.
Yes.
Right, RuPaul? Isn't that right, RuPaul? That's right.
I love
Yeah,
it when they
yes.
put in the grocery stores, they'll put them off to the side, like when the expensive bottles, and they'll put them on discount because they're trying to get rid of them. So you can find like a $50 bottle of wine for like $30, and you feel like you're winning.
feel like a superstar. Speaking of
Winning.
winning, we're usually, and I'll tell you, Charles, because you're new to GAW TV as a grown ass man, a gam.
Sure.
We do love our branding in our store, but Mickey's really doing it tonight. Bravo.
I went above and beyond, and I have to say I might have ordered this shirt a little tight, Tony, because it is squishing the girls, but that's okay.
Just medium.
Oh, I'm so glad I only have a sports bra on, because I feel like if I had a regular bra on, I would look like how I look on TV, where it's super tight and up to my chin, right?
Well, shelf.
But I have this lovely GAW TV shirt on that you can find in our merch. And I always have my pillows back here because I'm a bit narcoleptic and I
Whoa.
don't know when I'm going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So
We've
if
got
I
some
get
very
tired,
boring guests. No
I
kidding.
have not one, but two dirty
Whoa.
pillows. What?
Yes.
And then I am drinking because I just came from a massage and it was amazing.
Oh.
and I feel like I could go to sleep. But so I made a spot of tea in your honor, love.
Oh,
But-
thank you so much.
This is a lovely spot of tea.
So
My
good.
British accent, you would think it would be much better because I'm married to a Brit, obviously, but it is not. I go Australian. But what I did put in here is there's this. Have you heard of the lotus flower tea? Oh, don't spill it. Don't spill it. I put a lotus
No.
flower. I put a lotus flower in there. I wouldn't
What
put a
does that
flower
mean?
in there.
Oh,
What
where
does it
did
taste like?
I'm sweating right now already. I don't know how this is going to turn out for me. And I have to take Donovan to his first Boy Scouts. Do you guys have Boy Scouts?
Not quite the same way, but I know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to take him to his first Boy Scouts after we wrap up. So I wasn't partaking in the alcohol, but I figured lotus flower tea is fine.
Yeah.
Is there a benefit from lotus tea? Is there a benefit?
It's supposed to make you, well, you're supposed to drink it more at night, and it's supposed to enhance your dreams, like your lucid dreaming, and like just more in tune.
Oh,
And
Mickie, you don't need that.
You got to tune in. You got to, as if I need any help with that. God, I'm
Yeah.
sweating, you guys. I don't know if it's this room or what's going on, but I just got super hot.
You already were super hot.
It's from our
I'm
guest.
also wearing my Drunk Elephant skincare, and I mixed it with my foundation because I'm a little pasty these days, and my foundation is too dark, and so I had to mix it with my Drunk Elephant does like a really, really nice. I know you're really into the skincare, your skincare regimen, so I'm just gonna fill you in. So they do a really, really nice tinted lotion for your face that sometimes when you don't feel like putting on foundation. So I mixed it with my foundation to kind of even it out. And it's giving me, Val said, this beautiful like J-Lo glow. And I'm living for it. I'm living for it. You look like a little bear right now. I can't.
You're cute. You're giving us bear
I
vibes.
feel like a little bear. I feel cute. I feel warm. I'm snug. Yeah.
What's your outfit? We touched base on the outfit.
What do you say? Where is my outfit from?
So what is it? Is it a onesie?
It's a snuggie.
I'm literally, by the way, I've committed to this. Is how much I've committed to this. I'm under the covers. I'm in bed.
You
my
are really
God, that's
doing it.
perfect.
Wait, hold on. Scroll back down. Do you have a yellow bed blanket?
I do.
That's so cheerful.
It's
That
outrageous.
is so joyous.
I
to
like
go
that you
to
said joyous. I could see that you weren't sure about it, but
Oh,
you did
So Crowley, I have to say that as I was Instagram stalking you, I noticed a little clip, a little vidski, if you will,
Sure.
of you wrestling my husband. And it must have been, I wasn't there for that trip. Was I not there for that trip? It must have been when I wasn't there, but that was that fun?
Yeah, it was fun. You know what? He was
An asshole like we all think he is.
Imagine if people like,
Look,
Just kidding. Just kidding.
He was a nice asshole. He he was great. You know, he holds himself a certain way, and he took the piss out of me because he was like, he was real nice with me, but he was like, "You're giving me nervous energy." And I was like, whoa, I just want to do well. But he made the whole thing real easy. He was great. I really enjoyed the match, and he was fun. I learned loads from that actually. Like, I know people say that all the time, but I genuinely learned actually a huge amount from that. So it was good. Really enjoyed it.
Another
that's
reason to
awesome.
go stalk your Instagram, your Twitter, because there's so much to see there and there's so much going on for you. Obviously,
Good.
we know each other through Progress Wrestling, and you've made such a name for yourself. And I said to the girls, like, they actually met you around, WrestleMania. Hello, Wrestle Tours. We're all going to do it again next year.
Yeah.
It was so great to have fun with you there. But on the work side of things in Progress, you have become, I mean, even my short time there, you're on such a great trajectory there, and everyone's like loving to hate you, but then now kind of loving you more and more, and you have your eyes set on the Progress Wrestling Men's World Championship. Tell us a little bit about your time in Progress and maybe some future goals that you have there.
Yeah, I mean, you've been a massive supporter of mine. You've been really vocal about it as well. And I appreciate that a lot. I think, so when I came into Progress, I started off as a commentator because I saw a way in, and I was like, well, maybe that's my way to get across my personality. It's certainly not what I do, and I'm not the best at it, but you see a door, you go through, you do your best to go with it. But ironically, I watered myself down because I thought that Progress were looking for, everyone's raving about, all these people that can do these incredible things, legitimacy, all these epic moves, the technical side and all this, and what a banger means. Do you know what I mean? And then here I come.
We really like to throw that word around loosely, don't we?
Yeah.
Banger. Yeah.
Well, this is it. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, so many different people think a banger means something else as well. But here I am with an out there character that's larger than life. But my whole point, I mean, look, I come from the acting world. I'm in the acting world. I'm a 6'1", straight white male, athletic build, and it's boring. And like I've got to do my best to sell that like crazy in the acting world, but in the wrestling world, I can be anything.
Yeah.
Like, and I see that, and I'm like, oh, whoa, this is so fun. Why is not everyone doing this? And if I can make someone buy in and believe in this person that maybe on paper is larger than life, but then I get them involved, then isn't that the beauty of wrestling? Believing in these people whose personalities are so huge. But the vibe I got from Progress initially was that was too big. It wasn't realistic enough. It wasn't legitimate enough. So I felt like I had to water myself down. But ironically, here I am, not watered down, embracing it to the fullest.
That's not ironic at all, because that is what makes this business special, and it makes it's like, I think that's what gets over. It's as much as we like to glorify, they're great wrestlers and technical wrestlers and all of this. Yes. And that's amazing. But think about the people, the superstars, the stars that have like stood the test of time, that have made all the damn money, that have had all the t-shirts, all the catchphrases, all the main events. They weren't necessarily the technical wrestlers because it's boring. They were entertaining. They were entertaining. And, so that way when it's not boring. I'm not kidding. I'm not. I tried to say like, oh, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It's like, it's not my cup of tea. Literally, it's not my cup of tea. I came to this business to entertain people. The characters that I loved were these larger than life characters. I love storylines. Without that type of depth, who cares about the wrestling? Why do I care if you're fighting if I don't care about you? Right? Like if I'm not invested in you, who gives a shit who you're wrestling? I don't care. You know what I mean? So like one without the other, it's like that. It doesn't matter how good you are as a wrestler for me without the character part. So
absolutely. And I agree. Like, look at Dead Man. He's a freaking dead man. Like, how realistic is that? And we all like I invested in all the characters that were not real. The Bray Wyatt, like I like the character too, Mickie. I love it so much.
I love it.
I don't like the generic, I'm a tough guy, I can beat you up. You're in my ring. I can out wrestle you.
Or that's 50-50 matches and doing everything. I feel like I could go to Vegas and watch Cirque du Soleil for that if I wanted to do that.
It's so funny you say that though about your character. You sort of felt watered down and then you brought it back up. And on this show, we always talk about the Jerichos and the Bray Wyatts like that we love, that are larger than life. And anyone that I bring to, particularly talking about recent times to Progress, I've had a lot of people that are, family or friends that have come, and it's a great thing to sit down with them after, because they don't know anything really about wrestling. It's their first time, or they used to dabble watching it with their dad when they were kids, whatever, the usual story. And I say, okay, so what did you like and what did you not like? And I'm not trying to blow smoke here because I'm a fan of yours and a friend of yours, but honestly, people always remember characters like Charles Crowley, characters like Trevay, like Lana Austin, people that really have that larger than life presence. Without sounding rude, they don't remember a lot of the moves and things like that. They remember what made them, there was a moment with Bullet, one of our very intimidating wrestlers in Progress, and he attacked a female ring crew member. And the people that I were with, they were like, I couldn't believe it. They were still talking about it after the show. And these are moments, like the girls were saying, that, that means something. It wasn't that they were fighting, it was why they were fighting, or how could he do this? Right. And that's that drama that we all love. And you having an acting background, how has that helped you? I mean, because you do so much within, films. You've had a film, you've done voiceovers for video games. Tell us how the acting side of things and that entertainment background has helped you in wrestling.
Oh, it's helped a lot. Like I say, starting from like even just marketing who I want to be and who I want to embrace. Like, you know, I hear that I can be anyone I want. You know, then I get to get creative. I get to do character development. I get to decide what I want from wrestling, and what I like, what I don't like. Do I like that it's a spectator sport? If so, why? That stuff is so exciting for me. So I think I went into wrestling not fully fleshed out by any means. Like I was more just a ringmaster type at first. But, you know, it helps with marketing. I can market myself. I've got so many unique things I can sell about myself compared to the acting world. So I'm like, oh, this is, it seems easy to me. So then people are saying to me like, oh, well, you're a natural at this. I'm like, no way. I've got 10 years of acting training and experience. It's actually just come from over there. So that was beneficial. It got me on shows earlier. So I got the benefit of being in front of a crowd. But then I do think the only negative is that I relied on it a little bit too much. And of course, I do need to be fundamentally tight. The technical side does need to be there. And so I just had to basically, I was on shows and in a spotlight, as it were, not quite ready for a while. So there's pros and cons to it. So it certainly got me on lots of shows, which is great. But then a lot of people were seeing me before I was fully fleshed out and ready to kind of be seen. So I had to kind of fight that for a while.
Well, it's a catch-22 because that's how you learn. You kind of have to learn in the water. You can't learn, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to do that. And don't feel bad. I mean, I have tons of terrible matches from when I first started out there. Thank God it was before the internet, because I'm like, I go back to watch like my matches before. Don't worry, there's still evidence. It's all on VHS though.
Oh my God, we should do a watch along. Some of our I've wrestled a bit. Some of my horrible ones are all horrible. We should do lots of worst matches. Watch along.
Some of the you know, my worst matches were the ones I learned the most from, because I was like, why did that completely plummet? And I would have to think about it, like, oh, I see, I've got a real fundamental issue here I need to fix. Like, they're the ones, unfortunately, they make you feel crap, but also as long as you can take that and be like, well, I don't want to feel that way again, and then you can work with it. So
and that's why they're all in therapy, and like PTSD is a real thing. But you know, like when you're like, you think you're going to do something amazing. Have you ever, like, Mickie, you got a Crowley, like, you're like, oh God, there's gonna be a big pop, and you wait for it, and there's nothing. It's the crowd goes wild.
No, I don't know what that's. I don't know what that's like.
Never heard of it.
New experience.
Huge on this. They're gonna pop huge, and you wait for. You're like, son of a gun. That hurt. That hurt a lot.
Well, I hit that. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na. No pop. Maybe it's just me, but I find that maybe because you don't take yourself as seriously because you've jumped at, and you tell me, like, do you find that it was easier for you as a performer when you were trying to be more serious, or easier for you, like, all around, if you tap into this character? Because I find that a lot of people now who don't have their characters, they're like, oh, I gotta stay. They're worried about looking stupid because they're just being themselves, and they forgot wrestling as characters and all this other stuff, right? Like, so they're so worried about their own personal, you know, ego or esteem or whatever it is, because they've attached themselves to this wrestling character, forgetting that it's a wrestling and it's a character. Whereas I'm like, I always tried to separate them, and like Mickie James, the character, even though it's my real name, but like, to profile that character as its own individual almost thing. So I can dive into that character, like when you say from acting and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I see that people feel, I mean, I certainly feel it as well. Maybe before it would be not so much now, but when the wrestling, for example, I don't know, I had someone in a wrist lock, and I knew they were probably going to do some fancy way. So I was like waiting for it. That's me feeling exposed in my own way. But a lot of people seem to feel quite exposed if there's a bit too much silence, which means people could just be watching. You know, silence isn't the worst thing in the world. And when anyone ever says to me, oh, do you have any feedback? I'm like, the things I feedback more are when people come onto the stage and they say they're come on, and then they quickly just jump down off the stage. I'm like, oh, that was your moment. You had all
Where is your entrance?
So I'm going to Japan to basically train with Tajiri. And Yeah, honestly. And I'm just thinking, I think this is the coolest thing in the world because I was fortunate enough to wrestle Tajiri in the UK and he came over. We had a match and I was bricking it. At this point, he says to me, he goes, first 5 minutes, wrestle. And I'm like, oh, like at this point where I am with my abilities, I was like, oh, fine. I was thinking of all like the ways I can get out of things and all that. And again, huge lesson here. What he meant by that was very different to what I thought he meant by that. And we went out there and we just were. Like I was just Charles Crowley, he was Tajiri. We fed off each other, and he got me in something, pushed me off, did a roll, and taunted. And I went, oh. So I did the exact same thing, did a roll, did my taunt, and he looked at me, and I remember he just went,
Oh,
as if like, yeah, nice, you're with me, you're on the same page.
Right.
And that was quality. Like I learned so much there. I love that. So I can't wait to go. I think Charles Crowley as well, specifically being trained by Tajiri, just the way he moves. I have a reminder in my phone, in my calendar, once a week, say just remember to move like a bit like a creature, because that's this guy. The orange eyes. He's impish. He's not quite. There's something about him that's just not quite like everybody else. I think that's the beauty of wrestlers, is that they're on this stage and they're just something about them is just different, whatever you decide that is.
Right.
And that makes you either want to be them or want to hate them. And I keep reminding myself. So Tajiri's brilliant for that. And like Lisa, like you say, I can't wait to go in front of a crowd that is just so different from any other crowd I've experienced.
yeah. And also, too, the only story I remember about Tajiri is like I would talk to the boys who are like, I put a match together with Tajiri, and he goes, I don't understand. You drop kick me. I don't understand. I drop kick you. He pretended not to speak English so well, so he didn't have to bump. So he was like going, I don't understand. Suicide dive? No. Oh, I suicide dive you. Okay, I understand. So
That is brilliant.
he has some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah.
I have heard this. heard this.
You're going to learn more dastardly ways from Tajiri, who we all love. What an honor I'm sure that's going to be. We cannot have you leave without talking about Mythos Ragnarok, which combines pro wrestling and Norse mythology. And me being a mythology geek, I have to ask, what is this about? Tell us about it, because this sounds something like totally up my alley.
So Mythos Ragnarok is a play that's touring. They're in Australia right now for the next month. And we've got like a cast that we're kind of swapping in between. I play Loki, god of mischief. And it basically
Of course you do. Of course you do.
But it's like it's a way of it's an awesome way of getting pro wrestling out in a commercial way and seen by people that just wouldn't usually watch it.
Yeah.
And it's made and created by Ed Gamester, and basically it just combines the stunts of pro wrestling and stunt workers and all this with theater, and the goal is for it to get onto the West End and Broadway and all that, and again, big goals. But this is so unique. There's plays out there that have made it on the West End and such that have made it because they're so unique, and they're obviously very polished and great. But like, I truly believe Mythos Ragnarok will get there. Like, it's phenomenal, and it's just it's funny. There's all sorts of stuff. There's comedy in it. There's a bit of incest. That's a bit wild. There's a bit of whoa. So
Whoa.
come watch that. It's a bit out there. It's a bit different. I tell you what, the reason why that's in there, because that's accurate to the myths. It's not about the Marvel stuff. Like,
you're right.
Marvel people come watch and they'll go, whoa, this is pretty heavy. It's funny. There's funny bits, but it's also heavy. It's dark, and it's like, whoa. So you'd be surprised, because guess what? As we all know, pro wrestling can tell really heavy stories as well. So that's
so funny. Like, isn't that crazy? So I'm working on a musical here in the States called Last Match Musical, which it's a wrestling rock musical. And they started touring last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. Anyway, Matt Cardona was playing one of the roles. This Ramin is like he plays the big baby face. Anyway, it's like, how fascinating. And then you talk about Netflix has the special wrestlers right now with Al Snow's School, OVW, shout out there. But like, how wrestling is circling into all of these other facets of entertainment. Good luck with the musical. I hope it goes. I'll come watch it. I love a good musical, and I love wrestling, and I love mythology, so I'm sure I would love this.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to me how wrestling is like just floating into all of these other facets of entertainment. Even when you like watch, what was it? Was it Billions, where they had Becky Lynch in there, and then prior to that, I was in that show Psych, which was on TV, Psych, where they do the ghost. They're big wrestling fans too. James Roday was a big wrestling fan, so he would have like, I think he had Hunter, Triple H on there, and a couple other people of like, you've seen wrestlers in like cameos and guest stars and a lot of stuff, if there happens to be a wrestling fan. But to see it like cross over into the theater world, because let's face it, the theater world is quite posh.
Yeah.
Quite posh. And so, but to see it like cross over, but then go like get so widely accepted and loved in the theater world is pretty amazing.
Yeah, isn't it? And isn't it so it really takes you back to, it really strips it back to what wrestling, like for example, correct me if I'm wrong, but with your musical, when they first see a body slam, do they not lose their mind or
they
what?
do? Because it's like taking wrestling back. It's taken because they're following the story.
Yeah,
they're following the storyline, and ours is more. This is more of a love story, and also like a falling of a star, but then the rising of another star. However, they're invested into the characters. They're invested into the story. So nobody's out there doing what people call, which I don't always agree with, a 5-star match. They're just doing the first time they hit the mat for the first time. They're like, oh my God. And you can see the split of the wrestling people versus the theater people. But what I will say, for the first time in a very, very, very long time, I saw a mix of people, of children, of mothers, of girlfriends, of boyfriends, husbands. Everybody was there together, watching it together, and everyone was loving it for very different reasons. The way people, even like Attitude Era, where it was like this mix of all these different types of people, fans or whatever, and they all loved it, all for different reasons, So it was really, I like, because we've gotten so focused on the wrestling, I think that we've like kind of we've pushed out our casuals a lot. We tend to push away our casuals. And I'm trying to bring back our casuals because I miss them. And I miss like that everyone coming in, it being for everyone. Wrestling is for everybody, right? Like,
Can I just tell you, like, Gail, Kim, thank you, Chavo. This is cheers to Chavo. Getting Gail, Kim, and myself apart on love. Her and I on wrestling, we did we had to do a video of our stunts we were doing. We were hired as stunt people, and we were done in 15 minutes because we worked together so much. But the best stunt people, you guys in the industry, entertainment, freaking wrestlers. It was the easiest gig ever. And everybody was like, when Gail and I finished our scene, they were like holding my arm going, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Oh my God." They would last 2 seconds.
Get off me. I'm fine.
Yeah. Like I go, did I do something wrong? I thought I was doing something wrong. And it's just the crossover, like what they pop on and what the actors were not allowed to do. I was like, oh my God, she hit me with a chair, steel chair, but on my back. And I was like, "Oh, are you okay?" When they cut the scene.
No big deal for you.
Yeah, it was like, I go, God, this is the easiest gig ever. Oh my God, I should have gotten the stunts. Cheers to you. We're so proud of you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll see you at Comic Cons with longer lines than us.
We're glad we got you now when you're humble.
WrestleMania, are we going to do the progress? Are we going to do the booth again?
Yeah.
I was going to say, the only reason why you saw us fangirling out, like being super fans, is because no one could see us except for, we were in a very protected space.
We were.
There were fans in there, but only like the fans that had either won or had gotten tickets to come up in that booth.
Or we don't get free tickets to go to WrestleMania, so we don't get to see it as on the fan side. So we got to
see it back in the back.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my own picnic basket this time and blanket because I didn't have one last time ready. So,
You gotta have that picnic
Yeah.
basket
You
at
gotta
the
bring
ready.
it
And
on.
Charles Crowley will see you there. And as Lisa said, we're so proud of you, all that you've done. This is the tip of the iceberg. No Titanic puns because that is my favorite movie. Tip of the iceberg for you because I'm such a fan of yours. Happy to call you a friend
Thank
as
you.
well. But you are really, really going to take the wrestling and entertainment world by storm. So we're glad that you could join us now on GAW before you're too big to, say
talk to us anymore. Val has been raving about you, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that is so
Didn't
sweet.
lie either. You're
Oh.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed this. This has been probably the most chill podcast.
Good.
Yay!
Yeah, well, because you sent what I need to do and dress like this and bring some alcohol. I was like, oh, sick. What's this?
Dude,
Yeah.
This
That's
has
the
been
best compliment. That's what we want people to go. Like when we say virtual slumber party with cocktails, like that's exact. There's nothing else to it. That's what we love.
Yeah. No, I've loved it. So
It's like when people come up to us, like I do, like when we do the signings, they're like, "How come you have not asked me to do your podcast?" And you're like, "Oh, well, I thought you're so busy that you don't want to do it." You know what I mean? But ours is really chill,
yeah,
But
it's
like,
great.
yeah, we're blessed with your presence, by the way.
Sure.
Oh no,
Cheers.
I'm blessed to be here. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Sure.
This is the word to go, yo.